Hello, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is D-Free, and for this one, we're going to go ahead and show off LR Frieza. So, hope you guys enjoy. Of course, subscribe if you're new, of course, for more content. Excuse me, of course, for more content. That being said, I want to say that my goal in today's video is not to complete SBR, because I don't even know if I can do it with this team. I probably could, but I'm not going to put myself through that stress, you know what I'm saying? But the goal in today's video is to optimize Frieza, show him off in some of his best settings, and see how good he can truly be. And that's really what I wanted to do, because I still get the question, you know, is LR Frieza worth it, etc., etc. Let me go ahead and actually choose the orbs right here. I believe that's enough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that's just enough for an Ultra Super. Awesome. And, you know, for me personally, I've always been of the mind that, yes, anything free to play is worth it for the most part. I mean, all it really boils down to when you talk about quote-unquote worth it is whether or not you have the time to do it as an individual. So 62,000 defense right now, by the way, with hit on rotation. And that's really what it breaks down to. So for me, yes, I would say so. In fact, let me go over them really quick for you guys. These are the stats. Being an STR unit, he gets 5,400 attack as well. Over 21,000 attack, 12,000 defense. All types get 7,000. And as far as the SA goes, same thing. He debuffs enemies with the 18 key super attack and defense-wise. At SA 20, he gets the attack increase that the LR cards get. On top of that, passive skill, 13,000 attack and 5,000 defense just at the start of the turn, so that's awesome. And, you know, I'm going to be able to proc all of his links for the most part on this team, the way I set it up, and that's one of the reasons why Fura or Cooliza on Global is here, is because he's basically LR Frieza's best friend. He is from the Dragon Ball Fusions banner. You can tell by the, you know, the Fusion armband that they have there. And again, he's come to Global before. Global just hasn't got Dragon Ball Heroes stuff. Hopefully in the future they do. Otherwise, they're going to be missing out on like SS3 Gotenks, adult or teen, I guess. You know, the SS3 Gohan, the SS3 Trunks, and the Darkness Toa, and a few other things, but that's mainly it. Anyways. So, you know, like I said, there's a campaign for Frieza right now on JP Global eventually whenever the Ginyu Force stuff drops. And it's really easy to farm. Like, with a category to use, it's incredibly easy, incredibly fast. You can get it done in about 4 or 5 hours or so. I don't think you need to use stones for that. I guess you would if you're doing it in 5 hours sitting, because, you know, you can't refresh that fast. So, yeah, you would need to use stones necessarily. Otherwise, you have a month to get it done without using stones. So it should be doable, and I've seen a lot of people complete it. So if you ask me, yes, he is worth it. He's not under any good categories right now. Best category for him is Gohan's Namek Saga one, which is utter trash. Hopefully in the future there's like a Frieza Army category or something that'll feature like Dodoria, Zarbon, you know, the characters from Resurrection F, you know, characters like Kui, Apul, and all that. Although all those cards are trash, don't get me wrong. But more importantly, this guy would be able to be under a good leader skill. There'd be like King Cold's, maybe Golden Friezas. He can be in an atmosphere that's really good for him to be able to trigger all of his links as well. So that's mainly what I want to see. You know, of course, they would need to introduce some more characters for that, but nonetheless, that'd be awesome for him. So we're going to go ahead and give you this. But like I said, really what it boils down to when you're talking about, quote-unquote, is it worth it, is whether or not you have the time as an individual. And if you don't have the time, then fair. Otherwise, there's no reason not to get it done. I saw Rhyme recently got it done as well. There's no reason, really. So we're going to start off with 910,000 damage. Is he the hardest hitting unit in the game? Of course not. But he's a very steady unit, very good unit, and at 100%, I'd say he's one of the best possible units for this team as well, especially depending on what the individual player would have. But yeah, like I said, my goal is not to try to complete this. Look at the clutch dodges from Janemba. Will he dodge again? Unfortunately not. And it's unfortunate, though, because we were so enamored with Janemba's dodges when he came out. But now it's like, oh, yeah, he's not super great. I really got lucky there, to be honest. But he's not super great at it. All right, so you're going to go in the last slot. Omega, you can go there. I think Rose links better in the middle, right? No, 139 regardless. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually use this item here. Rose is debuffing, and Omega's debuffing. Awesome. There's a lot of debuff here. All right, cool. I'll take it. Unfortunately, I don't really have the key consistency with the way that this team is currently set up. I actually had this showcase done already, and the issue with that showcase is, and the reason why I scrapped it and I'm re-recording it now, is I took on Super Gogeta, and, you know, freaking Frieza was hitting for 2 million plus, almost 3 million on critical hits, and it was pretty wild, right? So if you want to use him against, you know, the LR Gogeta stage, the physical Gogeta stage, he's awesome there. He was just destroying it. But the reason why I scrapped it is because he had the special link. So being a Big Bad Boss's character, he was hitting incredibly hard there. But I did have a lot of orb changing. I originally ran Gokua for the orb changing, the STR Fat Boo as well for the orb changing, and it worked pretty well, like I was saying. So if you were interested in that, that's another way you can kind of proc this Frieza and make him a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and give you 4 orbs right here. I'm assuming that that'll be enough to finish off Borgos because, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of HP anyway. And I also don't have the debuff item active, so hopefully Janemba can carry me through this. Of course, we don't dodge, and of course he gets hit for 100k. Seriously, Janemba. 100k. You're supposed to be like a defensive juggernaut, right? Alright, so 565. We get the additional crit as well. Which, speaking of potential system, I did not give him level 3 dodges, and I'm actually kind of, you know, annoyed by that because that's my thing, right? And it always has been my thing. But I totally have been forgetting on some of these units recently, so it just kind of hasn't happened. So hopefully in the future I can get it right. So anyways, we're going to put hit in the last slot here. I'm actually very curious about Rose and Omega. 79,000 defense for Omega right now without even getting a defensive boost, does he? He doesn't even get a defensive boost. Oh my gosh, man. Omega is such a good unit. He'd be so good if like, you know, he was usable in a lot of scenarios. Only team he's really usable on is this one necessarily right now. But he'd be really good if he could be used on like the Shadow Dragon team that nobody really necessarily runs anymore, but I guess. Alright, so we're going to give you those. And for you hits, we necessarily don't really care about you, but it's fine. You can have those. And next round, we will have Frieza alongside Fura, who I was mentioning earlier, is one of the best friends for Frieza, one of the best possible link buddies. Triggers most of his links. I believe the only link that he doesn't have, that Frieza has, it's an attack link anyway, is Big Bad Bosses. So I'm going to have to be aware of that, you guys, as well. That Big Bad Bosses is a thing throughout this team. So whoever's in that last slot, in most cases, will be the one that has to trigger Big Bad Bosses for Frieza. So mainly the whole team can do it anyway. So it'll be alongside Fura and I believe Janemba. Okay, so hit got a hit in. Did he stun? Did he stun? No, no stun. Okay. Well, that's fine. We don't get Big Bad Bosses because all of the healing on this rotation, like Metamorphosis is a thing here. That's quite a bit. Look at the HP. It's quite a bit of HP regen. Look at it. It's right now it's at 239 and it shoots all the way up to 280. It's a solid 50k of regeneration. That's actually wild. That's actually wild. Okay, so Fura, I'm going to keep you on with Frieza. You can have those. Hopefully this is enough. It's going to be 1 key short. That sucks, but it's fine. That's fine. And the Janemba is also going to get the super there. This is taking quite some time against the first round, but it's okay. It is okay. All right. Hopefully Frieza can give me a crit, though. Almost 1 million attack. Well, I guess closer to 900k. Still no crit from Frieza, unfortunately. So he hasn't done anything impressive. But just imagine when Frieza gets the luxury that some of the other LRs have of being under, you know, that type of team, 150, 170. Also, while I'm talking about Frieza, it is still pretty impressive, though, that he outdamaged Janemba, who got a critical hit. Janemba actually was able to pull off a critical hit. My Janemba's no slouch. Like, he's really good. 3800, you know. Janemba just was never really that great of a hard-hitting unit, but still, like, Frieza outdamaged him, and he gets a 80% boost versus Frieza's 12k or whatever it is. And the thing about this is also the potential system difference. Like the LR stats Frieza has, that really plays a really big part in it. You can't just look at it. And this goes to all LRs that have a flat bonus, namely units like Broly that people constantly crap on. You know, he gets 80,000 in this slot. 80,000! Okay? And he has over like 20,000 or whatever attack he has at 100%. Most people can't get him there, but still, you know, that being LRs and having the luxury of that statistic is just incredible for these units. So hopefully these guys don't finish it, because if they don't, I can actually proc 18 key super from Frieza with those red orbs in the middle. So we will see what happens. And Frieza will also be alongside a hit either way next rotation. So if they don't finish it, great. If they do finish it, then we'll move into the next round and start off with hit and Fura alongside Frieza. And maybe if I get lucky, I can get the 18 key super. Because again, Frieza does need that, and that's the issue with LR cards just in general. A lot of times they need a lot of extra oomph to really get them access to their better super attacks. So Omega, as I expected, finished off Fasha. So we're going to move on to the next round and take on Gohan and Videl. Great. I hate the duos. I actually hate the duos. I actually hate the duos. And of course, the key is crappy. Of course. Of course. It's 1 key short again. Are you joking? Come on now. 1 key? Seriously? I wonder if I can get it to drop, you know, 1 extra in there for me. Because 1 key is actually a joke. That's actually a joke. And I'm going to let Hit be on rotation with Frieza from here, by the way. Oh, no, never mind. It's not 1 key short. It's exactly even. I didn't see that Frieza had that extra key over. Thankfully. I was going to say, that's actually wild. So I can barely guarantee enough key to get the Ultra Super from Frieza right there. So this is Frieza's best possible rotation in this setup. The only way it could be better is if Hit had big bad bosses, but he does not. So 1.6 million attack. So if I had more key, he'd be pushing closer to 2 million with this rotation. You know, if I was able to pull off max key. Can he crit? Hey, he does pull off a crit, finally. Oh, and a double. All right, Frieza coming through with like a flat 2 million, huh? A little over 2 million damage this there. These guys, these freaking duos legit have 5 million HP, don't they? They legit have 5 million HP. Because, at least Gohan does, because I just did like 2.3 or whatever, and he's barely halfway done. That's actually wild. I knew I hated the duos for a reason, man, because they seem like they take forever to defeat. I'd rather fight the 5s at any point, but the issue you face with fighting like 5 at once is I need to get Rose off this rotation. I want to see Rose and Hit alongside Frieza. But the issue you face with that, though, is that the other guys, and you face like 5 of them or whatever, they can like destroy you. They can actually beat you pretty easy. So that's the one thing that you do face, and I'll acknowledge that. I just hate fighting duos, so... Alrighty. Nonetheless, though, we're doing pretty good. Rose's coming through with 1 million attack. I need to pull more dupes of Rose. Just waiting for him to come back. I didn't pull for dupes because it's like he's great either way. And at the time he came out, I was actually really salty because my AGL Rose is 100%. He's so good, and I love my AGL Rose. And it's like, oh yeah, I can't use him anymore on this team, on like a villain team or whatever, right? Oh, look at the triple dodges. I feel it. So I was salty. I'm not gonna lie, I was very salty. Okay, we'll leave Hit in the middle. Is that a Ultra Super right there? 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that seriously? This time it's 1 key short. This time it's 1 key short. If this blue bursts and drops a purple, I'm set. Or a rainbow, I guess. Please. Oh, no. Ah, come on now. It had to be purple, actually. This time it's 1 key short. Oh, man. I guess I spoke too soon last time. I'm going to take this turn again because I'm not really, again, not trying to beat this. I really don't care. I'm just trying to, because I've already beaten it every single time through. I'm just trying to show off Frieza a little bit. So this time he does have I believe Big Bad Boss is active right now. So that's about it. Almost 900k though, considering he doesn't have all of his links active with Fura. But I guess having Hit there kind of simulates it in a similar way. Hey, Janemba, how about you go in the middle? Thank you. And this time we'll actually keep all of these orbs for Frieza because that's one thing I haven't done necessarily. I haven't focused on Frieza as much, like keeping the orbs there. I have to set up a turn in advance. At least Gohan is done, though, now. And it looks like Videl probably goes down a lot faster and easier. Maybe? I don't know. I can't necessarily tell. She might have like 4 million instead. I don't know. Because, I mean, to me, it still looks like she has 5 million. Does have a ton of HP, man. Just a ton of HP. All right, so this time we have Hit alongside Frieza and Janemba. Janemba, as Shady would call him. All right, so this is almost max key, though, as well. If not max key, actually. This could be max key. Ooh, 1 short. Okay, I feel it. All right, I'm not going to actually take the turn either. Because there's no way Hit should go down in 1 turn. I'm not going to waste an item or anything. I can't take the turn in particular, but I didn't want to waste an item. He could also potentially stun here. He's got a good stun rate, and of course he doesn't do it. I figured she'd hit me with the super as well, but I figure there's no way that I would take enough damage to go down, even if she hit me with the super. Unless she hit me with 2, which they don't do, so. And 1.2, no crit. Yeah, she probably has closer to 4. I don't know. Anyways. 1.2 round up to 1.3. No crit there, unfortunately. But in the second round, you can really see Frieza do a lot more. He was better optimized. So I think that we're really close to a Dokkan attack. I'm going to try to proc the Dokkan attack here, and that'll be the last thing we do. That means I'm going to have to use another item to take the turn against these two, but otherwise, we'll see what happens. Just going to try, like I said, to make sure that I can get it, because next round it'll be, I believe, I got to set the key up too, though. It'll be, what's it called? It, Rose, and Frieza. I can read it on the wheel. Sometimes I can't read that thing sometimes, to be honest, because I don't know, I forget mentally somehow. I don't know. We're going to use the Whis. And I know it goes like counterclockwise. Counterclock? Whatever. The way to the left. But yeah, I forget. And we will use this as well. Where's the defense at? And they're also getting attack debuffed by Omega. 50k. So close to the Dokkan attack here. Alright, it all worked out though. Omega does pretty good defensively right there. So that means Frieza definitely has to be in the first slot, though, unfortunately. Which is not necessarily what I wanted to do, but it's okay. Alright, and then this guy's actually pretty powerful, though. I mean, like I said, he's not the hardest hitter. He never really was. But he's pretty powerful. Over 1 million attack, right? It's pretty powerful. Good news is Rose can support from afar. He doesn't have to be directly linked with Frieza. Unfortunately, the bad news... Wait, no, there's no bad news. I can get big bad bosses here, actually. Okay. I can't get the Ultra Super, though. Come on, Frieza. All you need is just a little bit. Okay, never mind. I'm actually... You know what it is? Even if I didn't have the key, I had it right here. I'm actually really ready to judge Frieza today. I don't know why. This is like the second time I've done that. I'm actually really ready to shoot down Frieza right now for not giving me an Ultra Super. My mistake. All right, we're going to get the Ultra Super there, thankfully. Almost max key as well, to be honest. Frieza, where's your defense at right now? I shouldn't even have looked at that. That's so skewered right now. That is so skewered right now. We're getting 40% from Hit, 50% from Rose, which Rose's defense is at 100k. And we also have the Android 8 item. Like, come on now. There's 155. That's actually funny. And I'm also not clicking no red orbs because I'm barely getting big bad bosses as it is. I'm literally at like 79%. And apparently they don't do damage. So I am barely getting big bad bosses. Oh my goodness. Ah! What the? Oh my god. Every time at Super Battle Road this happens. Every time. I somehow lose sight of my freaking cursor. But I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to try to reset it because I'm ready to rag on Frieza today. And I apparently have low patience. So I ain't got the patience for it. I'm sorry. But he's going to crit, though, so it's okay. Low 40 crit chance. Come on, now. Okay, well, at least he doubled, though, so it doesn't matter. And I said, I meant to say 40% crit chance. He almost did 3 million. If I had given him all the orbs, or all the numbers, I guess, he would have broke for 3 million or whatever for the turn. That would have been pretty cool. So all things considered, very proud of Frieza. Very proud of Frieza. In spite of my blunders and mistakes, he still came through and did pretty good. You know, I was ready, like I said, to knock him down, and he consistently was like, nah, bro, I got this, you know? And then also I didn't click the last few orbs, and then it's like, or the last few numbers, and it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm still going to pop off 2 million, no crit. Oh yeah. So, long story short, is he worth it, right? People will seriously ask that, and like I said in the beginning, it all breaks down to time investment, really, and it's a lot easier. He's the easiest campaign to farm by far, actually, because of the fact that now you can use the category. So it's pretty easy. Well, I guess the LR androids, they're kind of subjective a little bit because, I mean, some people would literally say they want to run those events 11 times each to get those 77 medals, but I guess. But nonetheless, he's definitely easier than a unit like LR Goku, for example, because of the usage of categories and stuff. So I would totally go for it. You guys have time, like 20 or so days left to get that done. But anyways, if you guys want more info on that, make sure you check out the video that I did on that. But nonetheless, there are videos on the screen right now you can click on. Watch that. Was he worth the orbs for the Tech Jiren? He honestly surprised me a lot. we also take SBR on with the AGL Vegeta, excuse me, and it's pretty easy mode, so you're definitely going to see that. So subscribe if you're new, of course. Again, sorry for my mistakes. I'll catch you guys in the next one.